Greetings, y'all. Sir Sparky here, and today I'm about to give you all a movie slash game slash cartoon show review on Tron. I believe you me, it is quite amazing. You see, the first one here from 1982, it all starts the adventures of a software engineer named Kevin Flynn, who tries to prove that he who is the true author of an Incom's video game called Space Paranoids. But let's just say there was this corrupt CEO named Ed Dillinger. And believe you me, he was one bad dude. Well, fortunately, he found a way to break in by transporting himself into a digital world called the Grid. Once there, he encountered all sorts of programs, including a bad guy named Sarn, who happens to be the avatar of Ed Dillinger. And there's also the Master Control program. Whew. And he was one seriously bad dude. And next thing you know, he befriended with two other captured programs, Ram and Tron. Whew. They even did a light cycle race. Whew. What's that something? Once at the tower, let's just say they got themselves captured. But Tron, on the other hand, managed to defeat Zard and also destroy the Master Control program. And Flynn reappears into the real world, where he became CEO. Boy, was that something. And the second one here, Tron Legacy from 2010, it all starts with Flynn's son, Sam, who receives an unknown message, and it was sent to his father's shattered video arcade. And that's where he discovers a hidden basement with a large computer and particle lasers. And next thing you know, bada bing, bada boom, he was transported into the world called the Grid. Once there, he encountered a mass computer program named Rinsler and its ruler, Clue. Yikes! Let's just say he had a little bit of trouble in the light cycle match, but he was rescued by a young lady named Coria, a skilled warrior and an apprentice of Flynn. And that's when Sam met his father. It turns out that he and Clue are the same. But let's just say it wasn't good. Fortunately, they managed to get through every obstacle and realize that Rensar is really Tron, but reprogrammed. But fortunately, they managed to take care of that. And next you know, Sam and Cora made a narrow escape to the portal. And Clue and his father were destroyed. Ugh. Boy, was that something. But once in the real world, Sam and Cora rides. And he then tells a waiting Alan he has plans to take control of Incom, naming Alan chairman of the board. Woo-hoo. Was that something? Now the third one here, Tron Ares from 2025. Let's just say they thought of a way to bring digital constructs into reality. Whew! Was that something? And there was this Income CEO, Eve Kim, and her partner Seth, who were somewhere in Alaska, who used this technology to bring a digital orange tree into the real world. And it worked! And there was this bad guy named Julian Dillinger, the head of Dillinger Systems and grandson of Ed Dillinger. Yikes! Something. And he introduced his shareholders to Ares, a master control program. Whoa. And believe you me, it was quite a shock. And next you know, Julian sends Ares and his unit to attack Income's digital grid, downloading Eve's personal data. Woo. But that's when things get rough, when Julian extracts and disables Income's grid. Woo! Was that something? And next you know, let's just say the programs were after Eve. Next you know, she tried to make a narrow escape. But let's just say things got a little bit crazy. But that wasn't the worst. There was this other program named Athenia. And believe you me, she is one bad girl. You see, Athenia strikes Julian and decided that Ares is malfunctioning, returning others to desert him. Let's just say things got a little bit out of hand when Athenia brought all sorts of things to life and tried to destroy half of humanity. But fortunately, they managed to defeat her. But Julian, on the other hand, made a narrow escape when he digitized himself. And next you know, Ares sends a postcard traveling the world in search of Flynn's son, Sam, and his companion, Coria. And Eve, on the other hand, became on top of Income's tower, including the orange trees. Whoa. And next thing you know, once Julian was in the grid, he was transformed into a identity disc that belonged to his grandfather's program, Zard. Whew! Was that bad? In fact, they made games about them. Let's just say around 1982 as well. In fact, they made several versions of the game. Whew. Boy, ain't that something. In fact, they made a cartoon show about it called Tron Uprising from 2012 to 2013. You see, it all started when Beck, a young anthropomorphized computer program who became involved in a revolution inside the computer world of the grid against the villainous Clue 2.0 and his henchmen. Beck adopts the persona of legendary warrior Tron and becomes the enemy of General Tensler. Whoa. And next you know, he is trained by a actual Tron who also mentors him by grow into a courageous and powerful leader. Woohoo! I believe you me, it was action-packed. It was amazing. You know, it would have been better if they made another animated series of Tron. Say, Marvel style? Where a gamer transformed into Tron himself and, let's just say, had to defeat certain computer programs who are entering the real world. Whew. Boy, would that be something. Tell me what you viewers think.